done the pre-qual, come into your home, I've looked at your house and we talked about it. I've asked you what you do for a living, things like that, to try to figure out, what kind of person you are, and in order to speak to you. I know Rich is a high I, so I know it's going to be lots of relational things, so I've been doing that and asking about your kids and things like that.
A little D though, too, quite a bit of D.
Right. True. That's true. Got to remember that.
Get to the point.
Get to the point, okay. So we're going to cut to the chase here. And,
what's your commission?
Yeah, no, it's a great question, Rich, but first I want to tell you some other things before we get to that that's going to help you, and let's talk about commission. Okay. Well, let's talk about marketing your house. In terms of who I am in real estate, I've been a resident of this area for the last 21 years and heavily involved in the community. I've been a counselor and minister to people from all walks of life, from prisoners all the way up to heads of state. And I'm a member of the Melbourne Area Association of Realtors, the Florida Association of Realtors, the National Association of Realtors, and the Brevard MLS. And I'm also a licensed realtor here in the state of Florida, and also I've got my graduate realtor designation through the National Association of Realtors. And I'm also a short sale specialist. And I'm also recognized in our county, in the Space Coast, as a multi-million-dollar producer. Now, I'm not going to read that whole thing to you or ask you to read that in terms of what my mission and vision statement is, but to summarize it is this. I want to treat my clients the same way I would want to be treated if I were selling my home. And that's the way I treat my clients. If it's a $50,000 house or a luxury house, I want to treat them the same way I would want to be treated. Because I know that this house is probably one of the biggest investments you've got in your life. And I want to treat it that way. Rich and Jenny, are there any questions that you might have right now about myself or my company before we keep moving forward?
No, I think you answered well. I appreciate those values.
Okay, great, good deal. Now, let's talk about you and let's talk about your house and getting it sold. There's 4 aspects to getting that sold sign on your property, and that is selling your house, pricing it, market preparation, and buying. Now let's talk about you for a minute, the seller. Now it's very important that I understand exactly where you're coming from, what your motivations are. I've asked you some questions already in terms of why you're selling your house and what your time frame is and things like that. But I came here today also to familiarize myself with your property, to understand better, how we're going to market your house to the community. Also, symbol information. I've already started doing that. You saw that I pulled out that tax record. So I've got all the basic information about your house. I've just been taking notes as we've gone along. And also determining what your goals and objectives are. And explain the process of selling, and that's what I'm doing right now with you. And also begin to formulate a marketing plan with you. Now, one of the things that's very important to me is to know what's important to you in getting that sold sign on your house. And there have been thousands of home sellers that have been asked what's important to them in selling their home. And they've come up with basically about 10 things that are priorities for them. The ones on the far left are the 5 biggest ones for sellers. But I want you to look at this list, and I want you to tell me what are your 5 most, or actually the top 3 for you. What are the top 3 for you?
What's your top 3?
Good communication.
Okay.
The best price.
Okay. All right. Okay.
On the market.
All right. All right. Anything else? Okay. Good deal. By the way, what did I just do? I did.
I was active listening. Good job.
Yeah. Now, in terms of selling your house, most people don't realize how complex of a process selling your house is. But here, on the far left there, you see the major aspects or processes in selling your house. The pre-assessment, that's what we're doing right now. Marketing, the mid-assessment, offer, inspections, mortgage, title, and settlement. And in each of those major categories, you've got all those other subcategories that are going on in order to get your house sold. In terms of the process, I'll probably be doing about 200-something activities by the time we're finished in getting your house sold. Now, one of the things that's really important, and a lot of people think that this is what happens towards the end of the sale, which is you got a buyer comes in, loves your house, wants to buy it, and they write up a contract, an offer. You say you agree, you come to a meeting of the minds, you got a contract, and now they're going to do a home inspection. This is one of the things that sets me apart from almost every other realtor in Brevard County, is that I almost insist that you get a home inspection before we ever even put the house on the market. As a matter of fact, before you even start doing anything to your house to get it ready to market it, to get a home inspection. Now, the reason is very simple. Actually, there's several reasons, and I want to talk to you about them. But one of the biggest ones is this. You want your house to be perceived as the best quality house on the market. So we want to eliminate any kind of problems that you can't see that your house might have right up front. And then when people come in, we're actually going to show them that report. That this is what you did to prepare your house to sell to them. And this is what you've done to get it all ready. I found that when you do that, there's several benefits that you receive. Now, that's going to cost you probably about $300 to get a home inspector in here, and then whatever it's going to cost to get those repairs made. But this is what I have found. First of all, it eliminates obstacles that adversely affect buyers. I have found in selling houses that one of the most tense times for the buyer is during that home inspection. They're wondering, what are they going to find that's wrong with the house? What this does is it eliminates a lot of that tension. As a matter of fact, on half the houses that I sell where the seller has done a home inspection front and done all the repairs, the buyer says, I don't need a home inspection. I'll go with yours. It doesn't even do a home inspection. Also, it compares and validates the buyer's inspection. Not every home inspector is alike. I mean, you got good ones, you got bad ones. And there's some that have on a dartboard, at the office, because they can kill deals. And so what we want to do is we want to have a very reputable home inspector come in, inspect your home, get these things done. Then if they say the buyer hires somebody else out there to do the home inspection on your house, and it happens to be somebody who's got to, have a reason for his existence and has to find something that's wrong with your house just to, prove that he's valuable in terms of what he did. What we can do is we can pull out that home inspection and say, well, look, here's what our home inspector found on that. That's not an issue. And these other things that were issues were taken care of. And I found that where there's been conflict, that most of the time, the buyer will actually side with the seller on the home inspection. As a matter of fact, because what it does is it shows that we've got a credible answer to their objection. There's some other reasons too. Sometimes the buyers can't afford to make the repairs or decorate. And buyers, and I found this, buyers overestimate the cost of repairs. They will double the price of the cost of repairs. And so what happens is you are actually saving yourself money by getting it done up front. And also agents remember the house the way it is when they first see it. I can't tell you how many times an agent, when I call them back for feedback on your house, when they've seen it, they say they were really impressed by the fact that the homeowner did the home inspection and got those repairs done. Let's talk about a marketing plan for your house. Obviously, we're going to do a comprehensive competitive market analysis on your home to see how your house compares with other homes that have sold, similar homes to yours, that have sold in the last 3 months. Also, putting up a Realty Executive's Yard sign, the multiple listing service, internet exposure. I'm very big on that. In our market, we find that that's the best way to market a house, and I'll explain more about that in a while. A Realty Executive's tour, either physically or else virtually, to have the executives in my office take a look at your house. And color property brochures, so that when the person comes to look at your house, they can take it with them and they remember your house. Open houses, if it's effective at that time in terms of what the market is doing. And alternate financing plans. Let's talk a little bit about exposure to the marketplace. We're going to market your property to existing buyers, to neighbors, in the print media, and also international market. One of the places that I put a lot of emphasis is on the internet, and this is the reason why. 93% of all people, before they surface on the market to buy a house, they go online to look at your house. So I put, if there's 93% that go online, they're going to look at your house first before they show up and ask a realtor to show you show them your house. Then I want to make sure that we get the most exposure on the internet. And that's why I invest a lot of money in Realtor.com. The reason is 75% of all people who go on the internet to look at a house, they'll go to Realtor.com first. And what I did is I paid extra bucks to Realtor.com to make sure that your house has lots of photos on there. And the studies have shown that if you've got 6 or more photos, that you will attract 300% more hits on your site. So we want to make sure that you get the maximum exposure. There's another way that I expose your house to the market. One of the things that we have found in our market that works really well is not so much the paper or even that Slick Homes and Land magazine, but the real estate book. It's a nice little book about this size, and it's in stores all over the town. And people pick it up, and we get calls on that. Well, I found that in the previous company that I worked with, a major real estate company, they used Homes and Land. They also used the local Florida Today paper. But the thing that got the most hits was this little book right here. Now, the other thing that's very good about it is the real estate book also contracts with every single one of these websites. So that when we put it in the real estate book, your home also gets put on all these sites. So you've got virtually 100% exposure on the internet. And that's where we want to be. Now, you'll notice some of these, I know that your house is a great house, and it's about $350,000 in the marketplace right now. Some of those sites, like the Wall Street Journal, you'll see an asterisk, or the New York Times. Those are for luxury homes that are like over $500,000 or $750,000.
Yeah, but I want mine in those too.
Yeah, well, you have to pay for that much. Another thing
without paying for it. Without paying for it.
No, sorry. If your house is $500,000 or more, we'll do it.
He's in control.
In terms of a buyer's warranty, one of the things that you'll notice on a house, a brand new house, have you ever bought a brand new house before? Do they have a warranty?
Yeah, years.
Right. Why do they put that on there?
Well, to keep us happy, insure against any future repairs, but mainly probably for satisfaction, just to make it easier to sell.
Right. Gives the buyer, you confidence that what you're getting is a good product. And one of the things that I encourage my sellers to do is to offer a home warranty to the buyer at closing. It costs you about $400, and it gives them a 1-year warranty on any of the major the appliances, or the AC system, the ductwork, the plumbing system, the electrical system of the house. It's just one more way to make your house stand out and be the most desirable house in the market. Because that's what we want to do, especially in this market, is make yours the most desirable house in your competition.